biggest update in years? Yeah, that's definitely what Apple wants us to think after WWDC 2026. And honestly, after watching the entire keynote, I can kind of see why. For the last couple of years, Apple has been talking about AI like it's about to completely change the iPhone. Meanwhile, companies like Google have been pushing out features after features, and Apple has mostly felt like it's been playing catch up. So this year's WWDC wasn't just another software event. This was Apple proving whether Apple Intelligence is actually ready, whether Siri is finally smart, and whether all those promises they've been making are finally about to become reality. After watching the entire keynote, I think Apple got a lot right. Some of the updates genuinely look useful, and some of them feel long overdue. And a couple of them left me wondering who exactly asked for this. And by the way, if you enjoy Apple videos like this, please make sure to subscribe. I will be posting a lot more videos. What's funny is that despite AI being the main attraction, Apple decided to kick off things by talking about design, and not just design, the corners of Windows. Apparently every Windows across macOS has now more consistent rounded look. Not exactly the earth-shattering announcement I was expecting from one of Apple's biggest events of the year, but once you get past that, a clear theme starts to appear. This year's updates are all about refinement. Apple seems to have spent last year looking at everything they've built and asking one simple question: how do we make this better? Take liquid glass for an example. Last year, Apple pushed transparency pretty hard. Some people loved it, some people hated it. Personally, I wasn't completely sold on it. So now Apple has toned it down, and they've even given users sliders to adjust it themselves, which honestly feels like Apple saying, fine, you decide. And that pretty much sums up the entire event. Less flashy features, more polishing, more optimization, more fixing things that probably should have been fixed already. Apple says apps will launch faster, photos will appear in your gallery faster, AirDrop will be faster, searching files will be faster. Basically, everything is faster. Now, whenever a company starts throwing around phrases like this, up to 80% faster, I always take it with a grain of salt. But if your devices genuinely feel snappier every day, that's the sort of update people actually notice. There were also a bunch of smaller quality of life improvements throughout the keynote, but then Apple suddenly switched gears and started talking about child safety features, which honestly caught me off guard. The goal is to give parents much more control over what their kids can watch or have access to, downloading apps, visiting websites, even talking to new contacts. Parents can now approve all of it. And while some people will probably see that as overly restrictive, it's hard to deny that technology is at a very different place compared to 10 years ago. These tools are probably going to be really useful for a lot of families, but let's be honest, nobody turned into WWDC to hear about Windows corners or parental controls. Everyone was waiting for one thing: Siri. And Apple knows it. In fact, they openly admitted that people expect more from Siri, which might be the understatement of the entire keynote. Because when Apple started talking about this new version of Siri a couple of years ago, people got excited. Apple made it sound like Siri was about to become this super smart AI assistant that could do almost anything. But when it finally came out, yeah, a lot of people felt disappointed. It didn't feel as impressive as Apple made it sound like. So this year, Apple needed to prove that they could really deliver. And honestly, I think they've done a decent job. The first thing you'll notice is the redesign. Everything looks cleaner, more polished, and much more integrated into the iPhone itself. Siri now lives inside the dynamic island. And honestly, this is one of those things Apple is really good at. It doesn't feel like some random AI app sitting on top of your phone. It actually feels like part of your iPhone, like it belongs there. But let's be real, the design isn't the important part. What matters is what it can actually do. Apple showed Siri having proper conversations, understanding follow-up questions, look at what's on your screen, and using information from your messages, phones, and files to help you answer questions. Now, to be fair, none of this is completely new. If you've used ChatGPT or Gemini before, you've probably seen similar things. But compared to the Siri we have today, this is huge improvement. One thing I really liked is how natural everything looks. You can start chatting to Siri from the top of the screen, pull it down to continue, and even access previous chats later on. It's one of those things that's hard to explain, but it just feels very Apple. The feature that might end up being the most useful through shortcuts, because let's be honest, most people open Shortcuts app once, get confused, and never touch it again. It's powerful. is also complicated. Now you can just tell Siri what you want. For example, message my partner when I leave work and include my ETA. And Siri creates the automation for you. No setup, no tutorials, no click through the million menus. You can just tell it what you want and it builds it. And that's probably one of the smartest AI features Apple showed during the entire event. Visual intelligence also got a pretty big upgrade, and honestly, putting it directly into the camera app makes a lot of sense. Now you can point your camera at food and get your nutritional information, scan bills, identify places, translate text, and save everything into Siri for later. I can definitely see myself using some of these features, especially things like identifying locations. The one thing that I'm curious about is how accurate it really is, because if it worked well, people will use it. And if it doesn't, everyone will just go back to Google Lens. The Siri upgrades aren't just coming to the iPhone, they're also coming to Apple Watch, Vision Pro and Mac. The Vision Pro actually looks really good. Being able to understand both digital content and physical objects around you at the same time feels genuinely futuristic. The Mac version looked useful, but honestly, it didn't excite me quite as much. When I'm using my MacBook, I already have access to ChatGPT, Gemini, and pretty much every other tool I need, and Siri has much more harder job convincing me there. Apple also showed me the next generation of Apple Intelligence, and this is where I start having mixed feelings. Some of the features look genuinely useful. Safari can organize information better, your phone can surface useful information before you even ask for it, passwords can automatically be upgraded, and your devices become much better at understanding context. One feature that stood out to me was the Home app. Apple says compatible security cameras can now use AI to analyze footage and create summaries of important events. And honestly, if you have security cameras at home, that sounds incredibly useful. Another update that I think most people are overlooking is dictation. Apple says spelling, punctuation, and voice recognition are all getting much better. And honestly, I take that over a lot of these flashy AI features. I don't need AI writing emails for me. I just want my phone to understand what I'm saying properly, and that alone would make my life easier. And then we got to the image generation features, and this is where things got a little weird. Apple showed AI-generated invitations, AI-generated wallpapers, AI-generated contact posters, and while technology behind it is pretty crazy, some of the results still have that slightly fake AI look. You know when you look at an image and immediately think, yeah, that's AI. And that's kind of how I felt. It's impressive, don't get me wrong, but not something I can see myself using very often. What caught my attention though was the feature called Spatial Reframing. And honestly, this might have been one of the most impressive things Apple showed during the entire keynote. I genuinely sat there thinking, wait, how's this even possible? The idea is simple. You take a photo you've already taken, then Apple uses AI to generate parts of the image that weren't originally visible, and lets you change the angle afterwards. Think about that for a second. Normally when you take a photo, that's it. The moment is frozen exactly how your camera captured it. But now Apple can create entirely new parts of the image and let you move around inside it. From a technology perspective, that's incredible. A few years ago, something like this would have sounded impossible. And honestly, some of the demos looked really good. But at the same time, it's also one of those features that made me stop and think. Because when AI starts creating parts of a photo that never existed, at what point does it stop being a photo? If you've got pictures of your family, your holidays, or your kids, and AI starts creating brand new perspectives that were never actually captured, are you editing reality or creating a completely new version of it? Maybe most people won't care. Maybe they'll just think it just looks cool. And honestly, I probably will too. But I found it fascinating that Apple presented this as a photography feature when it feels much closer to image generation. Either way, whether you love it or hate it, spatial reframing was easily one of the boldest things Apple announced at WWDC 2026. Apple also improved photo cleanup, which thankfully is much more straightforward. Removing unwanted people from the background is now supposedly much better than before. And honestly, that's the type of AI feature I think people will actually use. Not because it's flashy, but because it's useful. Overall, my biggest takeaway from WWDC 2026 is pretty simple. For the first time in a while, Apple doesn't feel left behind anymore. Not ahead, not leading, not changing the industry overnight, just caught up. Apple Intelligence finally looks useful, Siri finally looks capable, and the ecosystem as a whole looks smarter than ever. The the only catch. A lot of best features are limited to Apple's newest devices, and Apple is also being pretty quiet about how some of these AI features might eventually tie into paid subscription. So there are still a few question marks. But if you've already invested in Apple's ecosystem, this is probably the most meaningful software update we've seen in a while. And for Apple, this might be exactly what they needed. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.